Hey viewers, how are you guys doing? I wanted to bring you guys a video on a starter kit for brushes. Let's say you are just starting out with makeup, anything beauty, and you don't know what tools you would need. I'm gonna keep it as basic as possible, nothing too fancy, because I know there's so many videos out there that has a bajillion like different brands of brushes. You just don't know which one to get. I'm just gonna show you some basics to start off your kit. So let's say for everyday use for yourself. I'm gonna jump right in. I'm gonna start off with Complexion for foundations and primers and whatnot. So these two are, I would say, the best way to start off. So something a little bit more affordable, you can go with the Real Techniques brush. So this one says it's a multitask brush. That means you can use it for primer, you can use it for powder, you can use it for foundation liquids, creams. I like it a lot because it is more of a fluffy finish. The more fluffy the bristles are, the more forgiving it is, meaning like it will look more natural, less heavy, so it won't impact as much to the face. If you have a full coverage foundation and you want to use that up, but you don't, for certain days you don't want a full coverage, use something fluffy like this and it will give you more of a sheerer finish, less heavy, less full coverage, even though it's a full coverage foundation. It doesn't matter what technique you use and what brushes you use. So this is the Real Technique Multitasker brush. The other one I want to mention is the Sephora number 45 mineral powder brush. This has been our like best seller, you would say, at Sephora. It's from the classic line. This one is so popular that they made a miniature of the same exact brush for travel. So this one's really handy. If you notice it too, this one has a little bit more of a fluffy bristle, dome shaped. That means this one's a little bit more sheer coverage, and that means this one being more dense and smaller, it's going to give a little bit more coverage. So you can use this for primer once again. I would not use it for powder because it's going to be super heavy, but you can use this one for powder. This one more so for cream foundations and liquid fluid foundations. So this would be fine for that. It will give you the coverage you want, so medium to full coverage. This one's more sheer to medium coverage, buildable up. But the number 45 brush, so this one will also give you a nice buildable medium to full coverage too. Not so much sheer though, and both of them are really soft bristles, and you notice they both have a dual fiber. So the white parts you see are a little bit more softer touch. It's gonna not shed as much either because it is more natural on the tips, so you get the finish that you will like. So these are the Complexion face foundation brushes I would suggest starting off. You can have one or the other depending on your preference of what finish you like heavy or full, or light or sheer, medium coverage, depending on it too. Now as for blush and highlight, whatnot like that, and contour colors, I wanted to suggest this one, which is the Naked Flush brush. So it has a dual end, you have two-sided, so you get best of both worlds without having to buy two different brushes. You have the angle for this one for your contour if you want. You also have this to use as a blush brush for your cheeks, and the other side I usually use it for just highlights. You can use it for, let's say, powder concealer. That will work too because it is a flat top. If you look closely, flat top on one side, the other side is more of an angle fluffy. That one is a really good one, and it's by Urban Decay, Naked Flush dual-ended brush. So really handy. This will cover all your basics of blushes, contours, and highlights. Eyeshadow brushes, I honestly want to make it simple for you guys. This one is also Urban Decay. It's a dual-ended brush that comes with one of the palettes, which is the Naked 3, this one. I believe they sell the shadow brush by itself individually as well if you want to just get the brush. So this one comes with a fluffy flat side. If you look closely, it's kind of semi-flat but fluffy at the same time, the bristles. And then the other side is basically just flat, straight up. There's no give, there's no fluff. So the reason I say this is a good one is because it has, once again, two brushes in one, so that will save you more bang for your buck. The flat side, you have, I would say, basically you would need a flat one to either apply to the lid or to the inner tear duct even, or even under the eyebrow to highlight too. That will work. I would suggest getting the dual-ended one because it's just more, you know, saving your money because you are starting off with makeup. So it's a great way to be on budget. Now that you have your two shadow brushes, you're gonna need something to blend those pigmentation, those eyeshadows out. I tried looking for other brushes that I feel like it's gonna be really great with blending, but I had to go back to my MAC 224 brush, which is basically a nice fluffy bristle brush. So notice that the bristles are long-haired, so that will help with giving it more of a easier blend. Like I mentioned earlier, same spiel with the foundation brushes, face brushes. It's the same thing for eye brushes as well. The longer the bristles, the more fluffy it will be and to blend. So notice the other one is a little bit more short-haired compared to the 224 brush, and that means the flat brushes, the dual end that I showed you, is going to be more impact with color. Whatever you pick up is going to be the amount that's going to go on the eye, versus the fluffy, when you use this, is going to impact less, so it will blend easier. You can use it for basically blending only. You can use it to placement the color too, but I would suggest using the dual-ended brush for that placement. So I will use this other side of the fluffy side for placement, and then the flat small side for impacting, basically packing on like certain colors, like a highlight color on the lid or something dark on the lid for smoky eyes, whatever you prefer. So I highly suggest the MAC 224 brush for the blending part of it. So that will be all you need for face and eye brushes, just those four. Lastly is eyebrows. So I've tried several angled brushes for brows here and there. I feel like I keep going back to this one, which is the Tarte eyebrow brush. I like this one a lot because look, it has your spoolie side and your angle side, and I just feel like this works so well with all the brow stuff I use, which is mainly creams. I use this a lot for clients and myself. I feel like this works way better. And it gives you the precision you will want, and also you can add on more color with this if you want to. It's just, look how thin the angle is of this. It can be so slim. Look at that, how slim it is. It can be so slim, and you can also add more colors. It won't be too heavy. It's easy to build up for this one versus you put on too much. Sometimes when the angle of the brush, the bristles on top here tend to be a little bit more frayed open, so you tend to impact more color on the eyebrow, which you don't want. Well, I don't want personally. I feel like this one works amazingly well. To wrap it all up, just to show you guys basically the handful of brushes you would need to start off your starter kit. So this is a great way to start off any makeup that you would need. So rather it be you have tons and tons of makeup or very little supply of makeup, these are all the brushes you would personally need. Not a lot, just enough to get you started. And once you graduate from these brushes, you can go up a level and start experimenting with other brushes, more luxurious fancy ones. But I feel like these are just all you would need and a great way to start. So I really hope this video helped some of you guys out, because personally when I first started makeup, which is like years ago, I wish there was someone who had a video out that could break it down exactly what I would need versus what they would want, because not all of us can afford that want feature. This is just basically what you would need, like basic wise, to start off. Something more dense, something more fluffy, dual-ended angle and a stippling for, you know, complexion, and then flat and fluffy, and a blender brush, and an angle with a spoolie that will be easier. So I hope you guys enjoy, and please thumbs up the video and subscribe. I believe the button is either on the bottom or on the left of the video. If you guys do decide to get some of these brushes, do let me know how you guys like them. If you guys have any questions specifically on a certain brush, feel free to ask me below in the comment section, and I will get back to you as soon as possible, and I will break it down even more if I need to. And I will see you guys later. Bye.